His real name is Shigeo Kageyama. He is the main character in Mob Psycho 100. On the outside, this guy looks like a bad guy. Stupid hair, poor communication, not good at learning, bad sports. The expensive ones don't even look. A character that if appeared in a normal classroom, then 10 people will be 9.5 who don't remember that face. He's one of the most powerful guys in the anime world. Mop is a born psychic. It means you've had telekinetic superhuman abilities since childhood. Control objects with the will to feel the spirit, exorcism, kill ghosts. It sounds like a horror movie. But what makes Mop different is your power. Increased by emotions. And when emotions hit 100%, or sometimes even beyond Piccolo, you're moving into a world-destroying regime. That sounds a little exaggerated, but the fact is that the tip of the boom can blow up the building, lifting a giant object with one eye, tearing the spiritual barrier like paper. And frankly, raw it is. If you want, you can eat an entire city in a minute. But luckily, the kind of person who doesn't want to fight. I just want to live a normal student life. Yes, you have a lover and good muscles. Go to the gym with a body improvement club. So even though you're illogical, still trying to live in peace, holding yourself back. It's like a ticking time bomb. It's a moral bomb so powerful that it's self-contained. Not for fear of others, but for fear of ourselves. That's why it's both pathetic and terrifying. MOP and Saitama have one thing in common. You will see your face as if you have lost the book of rice. The simplest and most important mind. They are all the children of one author. But while the mob is worried about suppressing power, live for kindness, Saitama is worried that there's not enough AI to make me feel a little bit better. Port. He is also known as the main character in One Punch Man. It's different from being in a school chair, taken care of by parents. Saitama is a young man with 2 or 7 careers. After 3 years of hard training, 100 push-ups, 100 PCs tummy tuck, 100 squats and 10 kilometers a day, drink milky banana, and absolutely no air conditioning. To increase the willpower during BA years, he suddenly became an absolute power. Not one level above the average person, but one punch to death always hit like flies. If you are too strong, you will suffer because if you win, you will be bored. If you give me spiritual strength, terrible strength. The bald cloak is a man of unmatched physical strength. Saitama can punch alien monsters, destroy the asteroid, break the laws of physics and still look like a bazaar. But you're the only one in my world not recognized by AI. The other heroes are awesome. Wrong low ranking P. To be a hero as an unpaid freelancer. Fortunately, you don't pay much attention to this. Gradually, Saitama fights not for justice or to save the world. It's for fun, and then slowly realize the feeling of winning without emotion. How empty is it? White-spoken raw Saitama. He's the kind of person who was born to break all the rules. Shonen doesn't need to level up. There's no near-death phase and turning the tide. You're just as strong enough to fall asleep. And that's the great tragedy of life. Gojo Satoru, the name that just mentioned, is Jujutsu fan. Kaizen had to nod. This guy is off the table. Is a teacher. Is a South American class magician for the eyes of Yulin. It makes the world go by. But most importantly, Gojo is the greatest living state in the wizarding world. The kind of character that was born to give the author a headache because it was too strong. But then it's horrible. This level couldn't be worse. Gojo's strength is not simply good at fighting. You have infinite technology. Make every physical attack. I can never touch you. Not yet, Gojo. There are 6 eyes that allow you to see and fine-tune the focus to each atom, not to mention other methods of destruction, and especially the countless Confucius, a dimensional domain that tortures the mind, make the enemy lose his mind in a split second. It's easy to understand if Gojo is serious. The battle ended in 3 seconds. But Gojo isn't just strong. You sleep and despise life. I know I'm the best, so I don't want to spend any more. When you meet the enemy, you fight first. When you meet your boss, you are beautiful and even a student protector. I don't mind slapping the system if it's corrupt. The only problem is that Gojo is too strong. It's so strong that it can't go on if you're free, so the author had to seal it. Steering wheel. Drama and let me lose in a very wasteful way. But if Gojo is released, the villain only has water. Please forgive your life from BA. Gojo Satoru is not just an op character. It's a symbol of what's called. If the teacher is like this, the students just stand and cheer. In the world of Jack on Foot, where humans have giant titans running their tails, there's a person who not only doesn't run, but flies. They cut the back of their heads like pork chop. The strongest warrior in mankind. Levi Ackerman, aka Scout Captain of the God of Cold Face, Boss Guillotine Titan. The definition of a small sentence that has martial arts. Levi was born in the slums, growing up in violence and injustice, but instead of falling, you choose to be strong. Fortunately, Levi is not an ordinary person. You're from the Ackerman family. The warrior's blood is written in DNA. Say simply, this is a people born to protect, and when they wake up, they have power. Speed and reflexes are no different than game hacking. That power in Levi reached terrifying levels. Flying through the Titans like a ballet. Turn the man who slashed her without the corner. Solo Titan giant like cutting into a cat. I dare say if give Levi enough Ga and space, there's not enough titanium to get you started. And the scary thing is that Levi doesn't need to transform. You don't need any special powers. Out of sheer skill and instinct to kill. Because it's too strong. The author Hajime Izayama had to hide himself. Get me hurt, explode, lose a few fingers. But even so, Levi is dead, but not dead. In a lame, scarred state. You still make the villain sweat. And the fans are always ovulating and screaming. Normally Levi doesn't need to be huge. No need for Titan power, no need for big words. You just need 2 knives, big paper cutters, and a flying device. That's enough to be every enemy's nightmare. In a universe where the gods can destroy the planet with a sneeze. Character strengthened by dyeing hair, there is a creature above all. Xeno-sama small face round vo. The body is like a child's toy in a glass cabinet. The facts are that Xeno is almighty. The CEO of space is the delete live button of the entire Dragon Ball universe. Xeno has no muscles and does not shoot. No need to dye your hair to increase your strength. Xeno is your strength. Just raise your hand. Is that the whole universe evaporates like it never existed? And don't forget, you've got diversions from 2 different timelines. It means Goku. There are 2 guys who can erase anything at any time. Xeno's power is at the level of absolute divinity. No one is stronger. No one dared to argue, even the gods of destruction. The 2 angels must bow down. Unfortunately, Xeno is not the villain. He's Goku's best friend. Who's as playful as the devil and as sincere as a puppy? Without that friendship, if Goku doesn't ask you to have fun, then maybe one day Xeno is sad and snaps the universe. Play should also. In short, Xeno is a harmless-looking character, but strong. Kind of an absolute power encapsulated in form. Tiny stone. Benimaru. It's not the kind of character who shows up with a glare. You don't talk idealistic, you don't even try to be cool. At first, many people will think that this guy is someone. But just watch one of his fights. You'll understand because the Asakuzans call him the devil, and big organizations, the best way is to get out of the way. No need for a flying robe. Benimaru entered the battlefield in a yukata. And the face looks like it hasn't slept for 8 hours. But when I did, all that's left is explosions and ash. You are not a tiger. Not verbally explain the skill. I just want a Hinoka Guru. Just as graceful as performing arts. Just blew up the body as if clearing the battlefield. People who need to build up a book, or go through 100 episodes to get stronger. Benimaru strong available. Strong to the point. The world has no mechanism to control you. You don't follow the rules of AI. And there's no one strong enough to make you do it. People meeting to discuss power analysis strategies. And Benimaru just went to take a look. Process in BA seconds. Go back to drink. What scares you? It's not just fire control skills. The highest level in both systems. It's the mind. Benimaru fights not for fame. Not for duty, but for his people. And when you've decided to take action for them, whether you are a devil or an angel, you should prepare well. If the world of Fire Force was a game of chess, Benimaru doesn't play chess. He picked up the chessboard. He threw it on the ground and kicked the lawgiver. And the strangest thing is, you can't hate the way he does it. In a fantasy world, where people consider the destruction of the Demon King, it is the ultimate salvation. There was an elf girl. Do it from school, a yes. It's free reign. The cold silent shaman is over 1,000 years old. Is the kind of character that power doesn't need the Dragon Phoenix effect too much. Just raise your hand and half the mountain explodes. Frieren is not the main shonen to have power together. She just yawned softly and muttered something and waved her hand, and it was over. The monster melted into smoke. The opponent is bewildered. I didn't get 10 in the face. One little overacting, only overkill. He's the magician of the group of heroes who defeated the Demon King. But after that win, free reign still doesn't care. Because I'm an elf, my time with you is like a breeze. While my old teammates die, you're as young as when you first met them. The main story begins when Frida realized that you never really understood the people who stood by you. From there, she embarked on a journey of understanding people. The journey of an immortal. Learn to value limited time. That's so soft. A friend is an ancient shaman. Learn all kinds of magic, even those that have been transmitted by seven for hundreds of years. The demons. When the villains met her, there was only one expression. Who let this boss out? Because even without bragging, a friend can destroy a whole city if necessary. In short, a friend is an overwhelming silence. Strong form without proof, because the whole world already knows that. 1,000 years old, 1,000 kinds of magic. One look is enough to turn a whole bunch of villains into a game. Old character, but it's not missing from this list. Of course, Jono Giovanna. Blonde gentleman facial baby. And Integrity Mafia possesses the second dirtiest doll anime. Don't let the library look. Curly-haired lightweight Marshall C. A. Italy's Jono fooled you. Because behind the shell of the good student, the quiet gentleman, it's a last-level monster. A young mafia. The ability to break the laws of the universe. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure can't be joked. It ends with the main character. You have so much power to get what you want. Anyone who fights loses. It's not a jargon, it's literally true. Jono originally used stand gold experience to be able to create life from inanimate matter. It sounds beautiful art, but actually use extreme hate in the hands of a Jono-sized brain. A lot of formidable opponents had to be on the counting board under the power of this 15-year-old. But that's just warm-up, that's just the beginning. The peak is when evolving into Gold Experience Requiem. It's one of the most powerful stands of the entire JoJo series. This is when every concept, the power balance of anime manga is erased. Gold Experience requires a major competency to reverse any action or will. Back to zero. Send the enemy back without fighting. The enemy killed Jono too. The worst thing about this stand, it's the ability put the victim in an endless cycle of death. The enemy will constantly experience deaths and nightmares. It never ends. The main antagonist Diavolo of Golden Wind, they are also victims of this power. What's different about Requiem is that it is an automatic stand. Jono doesn't need to scream or dance. You stand still. Cold eyes to stand handle it all in silence. Jono is the most obvious example of an op character that the author reserves until the end because fear the door for the villain. That's why in the back, Akari sensei didn't show up either, or the villain turns off the power. You're not noisy. I'm not aggressive, but if I'm pushed to the end, I'm sorry. Lucky not to die, but not to die. Punished forever in an infinite loop. Among isekai characters, he died and was transported to another world. Then there's a guy who doesn't need a miserable past life. No need for post-training. He just stayed in the game too long. Wake up after maintenance. Otto is the immortal lord. Einzugen, also known as Manga. The head of Nazarik's tomb is at the end of the skeleton, but the power that holds the whole new world together. Just by snapping magic fingers, Ain's not follow the main motif gradually stronger. He went into battle, full equipped with mythology. Max skill level is so much that it opens the menu and lags the wizard system, but always hold the DPS support tank in the formation. And it's not like psychopaths or strong people. Have kindness Einstein play type. You touch me and you're done. There's no such thing as humanity here. There is only tactical power. And the head is as cold as his skull. Well, there's a real skull on top of this. He's got a bunch of high-level magic. My favorite song is The Go of All Life is Death. Skill claims that 30 seconds from now, all living things under the influence will have to die. Can't dodge, can't be immune. The concept of game balance is almost non-existent. In addition, Einstein was smart, not just strong. He's using the mind of a veteran gamer to control the general, turning the world into its own tactical playground. A skeleton without a heart but colder than all enemies, without flesh and still make the whole world shiver. Sung Jinwoo is the definition of life. From cosmic grains of sand, from the bottom of society, an E-class cornwood hunter called a national burden. Where do people get entangled? Jinwoo transforms into a god-level creature, so strong that the whole world, the other world, has to sit still. At first, Jinwoo was weak enough to beat the Vol for 10 minutes, more hurt than hell. But then one day, Jinwoo's fate was sealed. A mysterious system that chooses you as the only player. You live in the real world now. But there's a mechanism to the physical level. Get the task of adding stats like game. And from here, the journey to plow the highest level of manhwa officially begins. Not like the main isekai characters. Jinwoo Liu used to eat every battle. Every power-up is a limit. You're not only strong, you've got experience like Red Boss. 500 hours of gameplay. And when I wake up, Dark Necromancer powers. Allowed to summon legions from the enemy who was defeated, Jinwoo officially entered the fashion of a solo army. The dead enemy is our soldier. The stronger the enemy, the more powerful the Jinwoo army. The boss has to go back to being a coolie. At the end of the story, soon Jinwoo is no longer a hunter but a shadow monarch, a god of speed, the power of magic. Tactically handsome has. They all have their own meme. You solo the world of ghosts, beyond time. To manipulate fate, even rewrite the entire timeline just to protect the loved ones. Soon Jinwoo is not just an overpowered character. You're a mobile ticketing system, every enemy's nightmare. Is the answer to the question? If a game enthusiast is diligent, and absolute trust is boundless. So what's going to happen? The 7 Deadly Sins. A work with fake characters full of monster power. The Holy Spirit. There is Escanor, who appears and stands above all. It's like an arrogant statement. Who thinks they can compare to me? Escanor 7 at the sign of Q. Hubris is the character Q. Half a day as a man, half a day god. Normally, he looks like a shy teacher, wearing sleepy face glasses. It's like a side character with no land. But every time the sun comes up, especially until 12 noon, you will see another person coming out. Muscles swirling air in the sky, and I'm bigger than the Dragon King. It was also the time of Sunshine's magic. Fully awake. Variable. The Escanor is the most powerful creature in sunlight. His power is increasing by the hour. The closer it gets to noon, the more overwhelming it is, and at the very moment, Escanor doesn't fight anymore, but sentences. No complicated moves, no complicated plans. Escanor is simply stronger than all, dealing with the Devil 10 Commandments. He stood still to be beaten, then look at the opponent. I hurt myself for betraying my own pride. Top yet, and then when he pulled out Rita, an axe the size of a truck. It's time to write a goodbye letter. For just a slight swing, the whole battlefield will burn as if thrown into a furnace. Burn the universe. The good thing is that the Escanor knows he is strong, and he loves to show off. But it's not annoying, because my attitude is your only one. Strangely reasonable, no one can deny it. Unfortunately, that power relies on the sun. When the night falls, Escanor returned to its quiet, relaxed form. It's like we never destroyed all the angels. Demon King to brothers. But whatever version it is, you are still a legend. The man who made the whole world said it's time. If you want to survive, tomorrow the world will be kind. But if the Escanor is the villain, stop saving. In the world of Naruto, where the fake rings squeeze out chakra to throw shuriken, create shadow body control fire water wine thunder types, then a character appears. It's as if the author had suddenly forgotten the limits of his power. That's Uchiha Madara, a living legend. He was once known as the Lord of War, and when it comes back it blows the whole thing away. Main and secondary characters, with just a frown. Madara was one of the 2 founders of the village, but I can't stand people living against their will, so he turned on the villain. After his death, he left a legacy. It takes 100 years to recover, and when the comeback was crazy strong, have eternal genjutsu Sharingan. They're Rinnegan, they're Susanoo Giant. There are 10 levels called Madara Full Option Full Combo Skill Pack. Not just hitting, Madara also showed class on the battlefield. Alone stormed into the Alliance Ninja Army. Solo thousands of people like playing games / flowers. He even dropped an asteroid on top of the world. But the face is butter. Dropped one, dropped the second one. When it comes to the 6-way shape, it is blunt. I am your dream. It shows absolute confidence and ambition to an ideal world in his own way. If it's that strong, AI can beat it. I don't know, so Kishimoto's the author. Kensei Madara lost the show. Due to being punched by Black Zetsu secretly turned into Kaguya's container. A new character appeared in the 89th minute. A boss role change makes fans both regret and angry, even if it's crossed out in a difficult way. Madara is still the legendary last boss in the hearts of fans, because the power of temperament and the hegemony that no one can overcome. Maybe without the author's hand. Now maybe Naruto, still running around dodging the asteroid. Vadigold years is the kind of character, it just made the audience wow a little bit. Because confidence is not normal. It's like, I know I'm strong, you know I'm strong. But I'll repeat, for sure. He is the main character of the misfit of Demon King Academy. It's also called the Maya Academy, and is the real destruction demon. He ended the 1,000-year war himself, just to let the world rest. That sounds good, Anus. Reborn after 2,000 years, to the New Life Maya Training Academy. And the first episode was shocking. When you kill an opponent with just your heartbeat, well, that's right. No need to hit, no need to shout. As long as the heart beats, the enemy dies. These kinds of powers are not exaggerated. Is the level at which the universe operates. Ask permission before doing anything important. Anos has everything an up character needs. The resurrection of the dead regenerates the soul. Blow up the castle with your voice. And if anyone misses a bad word, you can beat it to death and resurrect it just for me. That's not to mention the spirit of indifference. You sound like you think that's enough to kill me. After listening, I know that Kia is finished and lucky to be Sao. Anos is not a villain. You are bad but live well. Love your family, love your friends. Ready to smash the heavens if AI touches a loved one. In short, Anos Bodyguard is the main man for confidence. Not because of illusions, it's because I'm funny. A ghost king who also wants to be a friend. As long as you don't want to lose your life in 0.2 seconds. Insolent. If I saw Koro-sensei for the first time, that the Lotus thought this was a yellow cartoon mascot. Flying is easy to understand, because with a round head, a big smile and 8 tentacles dangling, Koro-sensei looks like a predatory monster, but then we'll find out. He was flying at a max speed of 20. Immunity to conventional weapons. Compute like a supercomputer. Super speed recovery of survival in outer space. All the power to define what? It's called invincibility. For a moment, Koro was a notorious assassin, but because of personal tragedy, I decided to become a teacher. Get class BAE. The class is full of students. They're considered trash by the education system and abandoned. I teach kids about culture at school and the way I killed myself. Because you said you would destroy it, Earth within a year. If no one can kill me, it's about power, frankly. No one can touch the teacher's tentacles. If you don't give, fly faster than missiles dodging bullets like playing hide and seek. Stab still heals in a few seconds. Physical intelligence, it's level anyway. Koro-sensei just beat a professional agent. I just cooked bento for my students. Just put on an entertainment. He taught me the ethics of being a superhuman, all-powerful multiplier. The educational version is the same as the 5th grade teacher, as well as some other powerful characters. Koro-sensei was nerfed by tragedy when he died. You are not defeated by power, but by love. Choosing death to save students, to free ourselves, and close a heartbreaking story. In short, Koro-sensei is a teacher that AI also wishes to learn. A superhuman being, but choose to be kind and warm and then leave. Make the whole world cry. In the anime's hegemonic cast of characters who were born strong, some people have the power of God, but it's kind of like Simon. It started out as a shivering kid with a tiny drill, and then gradually drilled down to the laws of physics. Grand Lagan is an anime in style. Each episode is more explosive than the previous one, and Simon was the soul of that explosion. At first, I was just a shy kid living underground. All day digging the tunnel, dare not look up at the sun. But then everything changed when I met Kamina. The British passed the flame with the slogan, "Don't trust yourself. Trust me, I believe in you." From there, Simon began his journey of maturation and drilling. The little Kia became a symbol of hope, the strength and will to break the fate. Simon has no innate ability. He's not a fighting genius. I'm strong because my faith is unshakable. Strong because it never stops. Because the more you're pushed into the corner of death, you never give up. At the end of the story, Simon doesn't just control robots as big as buildings. It's controlling a mecha as big as the galaxy. Tangentapa Gurren Lagann, with spiral power at the highest level. Simon and his gunmen, that can transcend the normal laws of physics. They can travel at speeds far beyond the speed of light. They create black holes, and even manipulate probabilities to ensure victory. In battle with Anti-Spiral, Simon and the Anti-Spiral fought at the level of the multiverse, creating and destroying dimensions of space. Their power can be compared to other entities. It's capable of creating or destroying the universe. That's strong, but Simon's not arrogant. After saving all mankind, I quietly retreated back to being a digger, as if he had never been. That's the top. He was still humble. It's Simon the Digger. In short, Simon in Grand Lagann is a very strong character. That's far ahead of most other anime characters. At its peak, he's not just a good pilot, it's also the embodiment of an infinite amount of energy. It's capable of reshaping reality. In a world where fear has become precious, the more people are afraid of something, the more powerful the demon that represents it. There's an entity that makes every other demon shiver. That's the devil or pocheater, or the cuttest sawdog we've ever seen. Until it transforms and rips through the demon world with the sound of an explosion. It's about physical strength. The Sawdust has shown most of the common demons. Look at Makima's tufts and her own. They're all powerful demons at the high level. But when I met Pocheater, you all turned them off. Maybe Pocheater is only subjugated by the original demons, or when the 4 engineer sisters come together. Sword Devil is not only strong, it's the obsession of the obsession itself. And its power isn't just in the middle of the saw. The sawing arm is filled with blood instead of oil. Two styles that are both bloody and cool. It's more important. On Sword Devil, it's capable of permanently eradicating the demons it hates. It means there is no rebirth. There's no reincarnation. There's no second cycle of demons. Once it's cut by speculation, it evaporates from history. If Pochita vomits the devil, and its concept can go back. And to control it, it's even more powerful. Sword Art Online. Not the kind of villain who destroys the world. It's about being close to people, living in the tiny form of Pochita. A sawdog that wags its tail. Unconditional loyalty to Genji. Strong as a god and living like a pet. That sounds wrong, but that's why demons are both afraid and hated. Make Makima fall like a cigarette. And when it comes to this, my cat counts more. You're on the list, but if you think about it, Pochita is better. In short, the SA devil is the one that all demons are afraid of, because if you're swallowed by it, even people's perceptions of what it's eating, it was also removed from the hard drive of the universe. And those are the characters that are so powerful. Their world must revolve around them. Some are gods, some are demons of all kinds. But the point is that if they're villains, the movie is probably only 2 episodes. Fortunately, most of them don't. Our audience may not have had time to eat the popcorn. They are lost and the lotus is lost. Is there a more sinister character that my cat hasn't mentioned? Remember to leave a comment and let the cat know.